West Ham have approached Sunderland about Wilson Isidor, according to the West Ham insider ex-WHU employee, with the Black Cats valuing the striker at around £20 million. The interesting part is the shape of the approach rather than the number. A loan with an option to buy, which is the one structure this recruitment department has almost no reason to accept. A loan with an option hands the buying club the choice and leaves the selling club holding the consequences. Sunderland lose the player now, get a fraction of the value now, and find out next summer whether they ever get the rest. That is the opposite of how the model works, because the whole method depends on controlling when an asset is sold and at what price. A 25-year-old with 6 Premier League goals behind him is precisely the sort of profile this club has spent years learning to value properly. And handing somebody else a season to decide what he is worth gives away the only advantage the system has. Either the offer is permanent and substantial, or it comes with guarantees strong enough that the option stops being optional. The squad maths pushes the same way. Eliezer Mayenda has already gone to Rennes, so the number of established centre-forwards available to Régis Le Bris has already come down once this summer. Selling a second would leave Brian Brobbey as the leading choice with very little behind him, in a season covering both the Premier League and Europe. And a striker who plays every match in that calendar is a striker who eventually spends time in the treatment room. Depth at that position is not a luxury purchase now. It is the thing that decides whether rotation is possible at all. Which sets up the part that makes this awkward rather than simple. Isidor was not in the squad for the win over Wrexham. Having flown back to England for a personal matter, the head coach described as not thought to be serious. That is a detail worth handling carefully rather than reading into, but it does mean a striker who is already behind another in the pecking order has now missed the end of a pre-season tour, and pre-season is where a forward builds the fitness to compete for a shirt. The gap between first and second choice widens without anyone deciding anything. The layer underneath the valuation is the replacement market. £20 million sounds like a healthy return for a squad striker until you price what replacing him costs in August. When every club that needs a forward is looking at the same shortlist, and the sellers know exactly how little time is left. The money coming in and the money going out are not the same number in that window, and the difference is what a departure would actually cost. So the sequence matters more than the fee. Sunderland can afford to lose Isidor only after another centre-forward has signed, not before, and West Ham's structure asks for the reverse.